Welcome to Fragmental.
An amusing take on random topics. So we are coming off of the. We had a charity event, this charity golf event for Crohn's and colitis. Is that what it was? Crohn's and
Yeah,
colitis.
Crohn's and
Raised
colitis. It was
12 grand, I think. What they said.
yeah.
Not bad.
Hell no. That's a good outing. I
Yeah.
mean I've been to golf outings where I think they're happy when they broke even for charity. So no, it was a good outing. It was nice to finally see other people, see you.
Yeah.
Um I mean, seriously, I've been to like 5 things since COVID happened. This was by far like the biggest event, so it was nice, I get to see people I'm friendly with, I'm social, so I get to bullshit with people I've never met before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone likes to hear, from somebody they don't know that their wife is hot.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody likes that better than like somebody with a really hot wife. Hey, did I tell you your wife is hot? Yeah, like the 38th fucking time. All right, I got it. Yeah, I know she's hot. That's why I married her.
Do you want to know how I know?
Exactly. Have you seen her naked? Because I have a lot.
She looks so different with her clothes on, bro. Am I right?
Oh, that would have been. That's all. I gotta remember that. Damn, your wife is hot. She looks so different with clothes on. Excuse me. That's fun.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just kidding. But seriously, she should have that mole looked at. That one right above her thigh. That's funny. I'm trying to think of I've done a lot of little things. I mean, I have my golf league Thursday nights, so I've been doing that since May, maybe April, late April, May. So like mid.
So you've at least been able to do something.
Yeah, and my family's been here. My in-laws have been here. My cousin came up from Charlotte. Shout out to Lori, by the way. She's probably listening. Oh, well, not currently, but she will listen.
Thanks for
listening. Yeah, thanks for listening. She came up. So we've done these little things. We've gone to dinner a couple times. So we've been out a little bit more than 5 times, but it sounds like you've been you've really been sequestered.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of done the quarantine thing. I mean, the way we looked at it, because you got to remember, anytime we go somewhere, I mean, golf outing was different. It was just me, but typically when we go somewhere, we're bringing a ton of kids. So,
right.
It's almost a takeover, sometimes hostile. But so yeah, I mean, that's what we've kind of embraced the fact that, because of that, and right, my mom is high risk and things like that we need to be careful. So, we put up the pool and, we've done things here to at least make it more enjoyable. So,
did you put that addition on like everybody else has?
Yeah, except, our house expanded from 1,200 to 1,250. But no, so it was nice. I finally got out, got to see people, saw some people. I mean, man, you and I haven't seen each other in 5 months.
Right? Absolutely.
When I stopped crying,
I know.
When I stopped crying,
it wasn't that. It wasn't that hell for it. I brought you lunch though. I got you lunch though.
You
I
did,
ordered, but yeah.
No, hey, it doesn't matter. You could have thrown it away.
Well, I could have ate it too, but I ordered 2 double stack. I don't know what I was fucking thinking. I thought they were smaller. So I'm like, I'll give me 2 double stacks, a small fry, and a Coke. I'm like, this is perfect. I just mow this down before the outing because they didn't know what they were gonna do for food. See, that's the funny thing too about like these events and shit. Like today is you don't know, are they serving food or not serving food? Where do I wear my mask? Do I not wear my? I mean, I'm outside. Yeah. I don't need to really wear my mask as long as I'm 6 foot away. I mean, the fucking rules are insane. And I opened the first one up to eat it, and I'm like, fuck, these are big. I'm like, I can't eat that second one. That's why I texted you. I'm like, hey, did you eat lunch? And you're like, no. I'm like, well, got a burger for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it because I was in the same boat. I'm like, which they ended up having food. But I didn't know, were they going to be like, hey, there's an individual cookie over there. You guys, thanks for coming. Like I didn't know
exactly
what to expect. And they just did it where they served us. So instead of, walking down a buffet, we just do our own thing, which was cool. I mean, okay, took an extra 5 minutes to go through the line, but I mean, it was still, the food was fine.
I actually think it went faster.
It might, yeah. Maybe it did.
Yeah, because you don't have some dumbass talking, right?
That's
trying to
true.
load his plate up and talking and whatever. You're just like they're handing it off, and the guys behind the counter are like, "Hey, fucking move it along, right?" You know what I mean? Let's go.
That's true. They were moving quick.
Um,
Yeah, it
yeah, they
was
were moving
good.
pretty quick. It was good. I mean, we had the rain there for a little bit, but those outings in general, just those types of charity events are good because it's a scramble, right? So
Yeah.
it's like everybody gets a shot, and
And we scrambled well, I feel like, as a team.
I
I mean, yeah.
yeah, we did. We changed. Well, when we switched topics there for a little bit on the conversation, we threw some people off. So our game got a little off, but we were on pace to really put up a good number. So
Well,
hey, eight under is not bad.
that's the thing that I saw. Like those last two holes, we probably should have birdied,
Hmm.
and we didn't. Whatever. The day got long. It got extremely humid after the rain. Whatever it
Yeah,
was, but then it was like, damn, if we would have birdied those two shots, we would have got third place. God damn it.
yeah, or any of the other ones. So
Yeah, but I
the other
mean,
six that we missed.
right, right, true. But
Yeah,
those last three, we had an opportunity and we squandered it.
yeah,
But you
true,
know what?
fair enough.
Again, it was a great day. Good day of golf. I mean, first time I've golfed this year because of COVID. Although, I mean, that's a shitty excuse. Golf's been the one thing during COVID we've actually been
Hmm.
able to do. Um, but no, it was good. I mean, we, like you said, we had masks, when you're in the clubhouse, when you're walking around, in the building, when you're outside, you just try to keep your distance. I mean, there were, a lot of guys you probably would have shaken hands and introduced yourself. Instead, you're like, "What's up, bro? I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Mike.
You give them
Hey,
like
what's up, dude?"
the power symbol. Yeah,
Oh yeah, everybody's a lot of pointing.
yeah,
"Hey."
yeah. A lot of
Um,
lot of finger guns going on.
yeah. I haven't seen that many finger guns since '89. But
Back
yeah, it
in
was
the
a good
old,
time.
back in the hair metal days. I don't know. Did they use finger guns in hair metal? I'm thinking no, they didn't. Sorry.
I mean, it was
Um,
during that time, though. I mean, I don't
the
think, yeah,
I don't, but I don't know.
I don't think it was a hair
Think
metal thing. It was an '80s thing, though.
finger guns.
Yeah, wasn't it? That was an '80s
No,
thing.
fuck, I don't know. I should look it up. Like when did fingers? When? What was the start date of finger guns?
I feel.
I
I mean,
should.
I feel like '80s action movies used a lot of finger guns. Their
Hmm.
fingers were really active in the '80s.
Hang on a second. I'm actually I'm googling finger guns.
It was initially originated by Frank Frankmanson in 1968. Didn't really catch
Oh,
on until '83.
it's hard to say when the gesture of finger guns exactly emerges, but they broke into popular culture by the 70s when Texas Tech fans used them to counter the horn salute of their rivals, the University of Texas at Austin.
Texas Tech.
Yes, Texas
Wow.
fans call them guns up symbol for a cowboy firing into the sky. There you go. Problem
Wow.
solved.
So, you know what? Texas Tech actually did accomplish something.
And there's one.
What are we known for? And they say all this stuff. You're like, no, no.
No,
There's lots
no
of people
finger.
way better at that than you guys. Finger
So,
guns. Ah, there it
yeah,
is. Son of a bitch.
yeah. God
That's
damn it.
awesome.
Goddamn finger guns. What finger guns mean sexual? I love Google. Are finger guns illegal? What does finger guns mean
Are,
sexually? What are
whoa, whoa. Finger guns mean something sexually?
flirtatious gestures are vague concept. Any movement can be considered flirtatious in the right context. However, finger guns are the epitome of the flirtatious gesture. Innocuous they are both innocuous enough to be used without fear of being a creep and sexual enough to elicit a blush or a giggle. Hmm.
Really? I mean, I guess
I
if
don't
you
know
have
how.
really big hands and you're like, hey, want to go knuckle deep? And then they're like, like, I mean, that's probably legit.
Yeah. They're like, how long is that finger? Holy shit.
Like, Jesus. Did
How
you
do you
have
pick up
both of your
corn?
hands together?
Exactly. You look like I can't. No, I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I've
Um,
never thought of that. Like, if I gave the old that it wasn't the international sign for finger banging.
I don't know.
I was just
I'm gonna
more,
leave that one alone.
yeah, it was more just pointing like, hey, what's up? I've never done that with the intent of doing that sexually. If
Well,
anything, I've
not doing it
said
sexually.
that.
It just means something. It means it's a sexual gesture.
All right, maybe. I mean, I've never just done that. I've usually said like, so we're
You
gonna
want
get
to
my
bang?
finger wet this evening. What are we doing here?
I did buy you dinner. So where are we going with this?
So Texas Roadhouse typically leads to
Yeah.
I mean,
So
look,
on a yeah. Look,
let's
it is Texas
acknowledge this,
Roadhouse.
right? This is not Mastro's or anything, so I don't expect the full deal. I don't expect anal for this. I mean, but
How awesome would that be if there was like a grid, like the cost of the meal is like where. So we did go to McDonald's, so that's just some heavy petting. And then no, Texas Roadhouse is just like hand jobs and finger banging. But the Chicago Chop or the Chicago Cut, which is like this world famous steakhouse in Chicago, that's full on threesome right there. So you got to go
right.
find somebody for this one.
If we're going to Gibson's, I better not be able to walk tomorrow.
Exactly. Just saying, because you won't.
Gibson's
great.
actually, I did go there last time I was in Chicago. That was a hell of a steak.
Yeah. Well, that's they better have good steaks. My buddy was. This is great since we're kind of on the steak thing. My buddy was interviewing some dude from Chicago, and I guess he had like one of those like South Chicago accents, like the characters on Saturday Night Live.
Like the
Um,
hand of Chicago.
yeah, exactly. And he said something. He goes, "It was awful," and he was just trying to get the guy dude off the phone. And he said something about having good steaks up there. And the guy's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Those Outbacks and Roadhouses are awesome." And my buddy's like, "It's fucking Chicago. I mean, it's Chicago." Like, and I
You're in
turned to my,
Chicago and you went to
"You're in Chicago."
Outback?
He went to Outback, and he's from Chicago. He's
Oh.
like from Chicago. I grew up in Syracuse, moved to Chicago, and I rattled off like 7 fucking like world class steakhouses, 5 of which I don't think I've ever even been to. I just know that the thing that goes along with the history that goes along with them. And he's like, Jesus Christ! He goes, what a hillbilly. But like Outback,
Yeah.
whatever. It's like you've got like Gina and Giorgetti's, you've got Gibson's, you've got Gibson's kind of more of a chain, but you've got Chicago Cut. That's like where the Blackhawks go to for dinner. The Blackhawks
Okay.
and Bears go to like there. It's on the river. It's awesome. Oh god,
Morton's, that's
what
a
was
well-known,
Morton's? Yeah,
yeah.
Ditka's has a steakhouse. He's got 2 steakhouses there.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
it's two locations, but there's Ditka's has a steakhouse. Do you order off of a football?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's Ditka's.
Dead guy.
I don't think he lives there anymore though. Anyway, but well, he was a Bear and was the Bears coach, so makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does.
But what it's like, are you fucking kidding me? You couldn't just lie on like steakhouses.
Right, Outback. How it's one of like the hubs of steakhouses in the US and you said goddamn Outback?
The whole everybody drove their cattle to fucking Chicago to get it cut up. I mean, that's the that's where they did all the meat packing and everything for the Midwest. That's how. Oh,
Well, yeah,
fucking A,
because
man.
with the lake right there. I mean, that was
Yeah,
yeah.
you had the trains, you had the river, you had Mississippi, I mean, all that's right there.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah,
But, I mean, old school golf outings used to have. I mean, it was always a steak dinner. It seems like that's gone away.
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I remember the old outings we used to go to. They're awesome. On like really nice courses, and not that
Yeah.
this actually the place we went to is decent. It's really, I mean, it's good because you got to balance that too when you do those things, right? It's like I can't go to like Medina and have and try to
Yeah.
raise money for because it's
Well,
just gonna be way
that's
too
the hard
expensive.
part. Unless you know somebody at that club who is going to give 20% of whatever, waive
Mhm.
something. If they're only going to give you the typical like, we'll give you 10% or we'll give you the room for free or whatever. Yeah, if they're not throwing some money back, you can't overdo it unless, hey, I mean, I haven't been to any because I'm cheap, but I mean, I know some more people have paid $250 and they're like, oh, but dude, you get, it's $100 steak dinner I'm getting, and then a round of
Yeah,
golf with cart, and then he's like, by the time all that's said and done, really all I'm doing is donating $100, and it's a good cause. And I'm like, man,
yeah.
that's
I
fair.
mean, that's how I looked at it too. I mean, it was $100 for head, which is great. And it's a round of golf, dinner, free drinks essentially, just to something a subset of free drinks. But you could easily spend $100 on that. Shit, we gamble more than $100,
Oh
and that's
yeah,
over in like fucking in like 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
depending what we're betting on, but um,
That's a nice touch I like about this golf outing is like as you sign up, they give you a beer right out of the gate. Like
yeah.
that's that. You know
And
what?
it's
You're
it
starting
was
it
the
off right.
champagne of beers, Mike. It was the champagne of beers.
Yeah. Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's the high life. We were living the high life there.
We were
We're
living the
coming
high
out of the
life.
COVID. We're living the high life. But it was fun watching people because the mask thing is funny to me because some people, because everybody does it differently. Like I said, I don't have a problem wearing it, but like some
Yeah.
people, they always have it on, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, you're by yourself in the middle of the fairway. You don't need a mask. You're going to be okay. There's nobody around you. You're not going to catch
Yeah.
it from a bird. But it's just they have their own levels of safety or comfort.
Yeah.
So
You know, one of the
whatever.
things that makes me laugh are when the people do it when it's covering their mouth, but their nose isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it, you're,
And they're driving their car
yeah,
by themselves.
you're kind of defeating the purpose a little bit. I mean, I know you're reducing the amount, so I guess I'll give you that. I will give you that much. But
But it's your nose, so you're not blowing it. You're blowing it down, Mike. You're not at somebody. Like in your mouth, it's directly at somebody.
yeah, right. Again, I mean, you're reducing the percentages. I get it, but you're still not. You're not removing the opportunity. But I mean,
Oh,
whatever.
I had
But
it. I went
yeah,
to the grocery store the other day, and I had my glasses on, and the fucking glasses are fogging up, and I'm like, oh god damn it. So
I
because
could. Yeah, I couldn't imagine your situation. Or my wife has to wear a mask all day,
I
and
couldn't do that.
yeah, I mean, it really does. I feel like it increases my temperature 10 degrees. Um, I mean, I'm full of hot air, but I mean, it does. So I could not imagine doing it for a 10-hour day. You know, she has some long days. So yeah, I mean, I do feel for people in her situation. You know, it's one thing I can't bitch too much. Like, oh, I had it on for 40 minutes in the store. When you know, like, no, it's
Yeah.
not a big deal. You know, I'm more than happy to do my part. But
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, Mike, eat a dick. I've had that. I've had it on 9 hours more longer than
oh
you
yeah,
have." So
yeah. So I mean, that's one reason I don't bitch about it. I don't want to piss her off. But also, I mean, again, yeah, if I don't enjoy it for 40 minutes, there's not a chance in hell I'm gonna enjoy it for 10 hours.
right, absolutely. Yeah, you don't want her to go all Lorena Bobbitt on you. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of attached.
it's not after the knife goes through it.
That's
Oh,
the only thing I had going for me.
God damn it. Um, what were we talking about? Oh, the outing.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was a good time. A little smaller of a field, which I get. Some people do
yeah.
whatever, but
Well, plus there are people who travel from out of town, so
oh
a
yeah,
lot of
that's
those
right.
people, are like, you know what? Sorry, not doing it. Here's my donation, whatever, which is cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I get
we
that.
we we did talk about sponsoring a hole next year, though. I like that's a good
I
idea.
think we should.
How much was it?
I
I don't
think it's
remember the whole sponsor.
$100. I could be
Oh
wrong, but I thought
Jesus.
it was $100. So
Okay,
it's not.
easy piece of cake.
Yeah, it's not bad. You know what? It's a good cause. I'm always happy to do it.
How much for the
And
title sponsorship? Let's. Yeah, the
the
crone
Crohn's and
and
Collide is brought to you by
Frag.
Fragmental. Right. Only if I get to do the voiceover as well. Can we mandate that?
Maybe I don't know. I mean, it's not like we were putting radio ads out.
We might.
Oh. Hey, he'd raise more money.
We would.
It's all
Of
for a
course,
good cause.
sure, we'd have to spend, $5,000 on the ad. So, I mean,
And we don't
but,
get paid for this, so yeah, okay. We're right
but
off on our taxes.
we could just do that leading up to on Saturday, August 1st, we could do it on the podcast. Like we'll pause in the middle, like the other, podcasts that are sponsored.
Yeah. We'll be right back after these messages, and it's us.
Looking for a
That's
good
funny.
golf outing for a good cause. Saturday, August 1st.
At where
Brought to you by Fragmental.
Fragmental. It's fragmented. And
Yeah, we got to come up with a cool tagline if we're going to do that.
yeah, absolutely.
Fragmental. That's right. No, we have one. Fragmental. Don't be a bitch.
That's right. Don't be a bitch. Or fragmental. Eat a dick.
Right. That has become another favorite in the clubhouse.
Yeah, it is. It's become my favorite line. Although I said it today, I'm not sure how the entire crew took it on the call we're on, but oh well.
Yeah, we're all adults. You know what? I mean,
Yeah.
that's all there is to it.
Yeah, who knows? If HR calls tomorrow, we'll know what happened. But
But no, it was a good golf outing. One of the things I love, right, is just you get out on the course and a lot of it's just bullshitting about nothing. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like, you're talking about whatever. But then there's I'm pretty sure this is mandatory. You have to determine which porn star you would fuck over another, or which
Yeah,
actress or whatever. Like,
yeah,
if
you got
you
to get on that. Yeah.
right, if you didn't have one of those two conversations, you did not go to a golf outing.
No, yeah, yeah, exactly. Or you were playing, well, in all fairness, you went to a golf outing with your wife and another couple. That's probably where you're probably not going to have that
I
conversation
feel like
because
I do believe it's required in the fine print for you to be
I.
like, look, if we were to double team a porn star, who would it be?
I'm gonna ask my wife that when we get off this. So she's like, I don't know. I don't watch that.
Well, that's what would be funny is if I say it like, "Hey, who would we double team to be funny?" And she's like, "Well, I mean, there's always Striker." You know, like
She
rips
says
off
rattling
like
off like 13 people. You're like,
Riley
"Wha-"
Reed. Like, whoa, hey, why have we not talked about this?
whoa, 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 wait a minute. Where are you getting this from?
I didn't even know half of them.
Exactly.
As you're
Yeah,
googling
that,
them, like, yeah, that's
you're like, oh, okay, I
man,
see it.
she is dirty. Yeah, good
Yeah,
call, good
okay.
call.
Well, no Mandingo. I'm just telling you, no Mandingo.
Right. I mean, I get it. That's more than enough for all of us. But
That would be great if you said that. And she's like, "Well, I was thinking about this the other day," and I'm like, "What? What do you mean you were thinking about this the other day?" I
um,
hate that when I try to do that to my like. I'll say something and she like completely just takes the wind out of my sails. Like, well, I was thinking, and be like, "Oh God damn it, this didn't work the way it was supposed to."
never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you said never mind. I'm done talking about that.
So I mean, but that's what's fun, right? I mean, just it's all part of the gig. Another guy, it was funny. The beer cart is very important at any
Hmm.
golf outing. It needs to have a good variety. It needs to be ice cold. Probably should be some cleavage involved. You know what? That could be up top or moose knuckle, I guess, for the ladies as well. But um,
I was like, moose knuckle. I was like, what?
right, like the ladies are like,
I've never seen, but I've
where's our beer cart? Oh, hold on, we
Yeah.
got him.
It's like Chris. It's like who's it? Chris Pine or somebody like that, like with no shirt on. Holy
Right.
fuck! Well, how'd you get Chris Pine over here? Um, what was I gonna say? I don't think I've ever seen. I'm not joking, and in all seriousness, and all of the golfing I've done, I cannot remember when the cart person was a dude.
No, I've
I think
never.
it's always. I don't think it's. I think it's always a woman.
I have as well, and the
Not that
best.
I care. It's
No,
just
but
funny.
the funniest part about that is even like it's not like just the dudes in the group. Even the women I've been with at a golf outing, when she leaves, she's like, "Her cleavage was great. Did you guys know?" And the women are like praising it, and I'm like, I'm so bonered up right now.
It's kind of like, but they talk like you and I would be like, holy fuck, you see that cleavage and whatever, and the women are like, my wife does this sometimes too. She's like, well, hopefully she can't hear me, but she's like, you know what, those boobs look good. That bra really, supports her. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. That's that bra. Wow,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, am I right?
Am I right? But yeah, that is funny, especially when you get to drinking. I mean,
Yeah.
like I think there was one outing I went to. I think it was a big one, it was big, like corporate sponsors and the whole shooting match
Yeah.
at one of Columbus's nicer golf clubs, and there were holes I don't remember playing. And it was
You were
like,
so hammered.
yeah, and I got back to the clubhouse, and one of the people I knew there was just like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And they're like, "No, you're not. Sit down. I'll get you something to eat." And they got me food. They went and got me food. I was that hammered, and I'm like, "I gotta go." And they're like, "Are you driving?" I'm like, "No, no, no, no. I got to ride." And she's like, "Oh, okay, good." But yeah, I don't remember playing like half the whole. It was over, and at 98% of the people were in the clubhouse, and we were still out there trying to fucking finish our round.
Just out there chopping all over the place at that point 'cause you're
Yeah.
so hammered.
And we walk in, and like they're eating and they're giving away awards and stuff. We come strolling in.
You're just turning in your scorecard.
Yeah, and it's like these numbers are ineligible. I mean, I can't even. What is this? Is this a 1 or a 7? I mean,
You're like, That was Roman numeral V.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
It's
5.
a 5? No. What?
How'd you get a 1 on a 640-yard par 5? It's
No, we
doable. We have
had
to
one more than normal.
yeah, that's +1. What? So 6? No.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sign of a good time, though. But no, you're
Oh,
right. I mean,
absolutely.
that's part of the. You know what? I mean, again, beer cart's important. I'm actually gonna next time I'm on a golf outing with and there's females in our group. I'm gonna ask that, like, do you want a guy pulling up with like where you can see his dong in his shorts? Like, just
See
curious.
what he's packing? Yeah.
Like, do I need to if we're gonna do a fragmental, charity golf outing? Do we need to have two different carts? Well, you do need to have two different carts. Do we need to have four? I guess one for each nine. With male and female. I mean, hey, I guess whatever the people are willing to pay for, I suppose.
Or you could do 2 carts with a male and female in each cart.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then right, the female comes up to the dudes like, "Hey, what do you guys want?" And we're like, whatever." And then the guy does the same thing, like, "Hey, what do you want?" And she's like, "A foot long."
I was
White
looking for a
Claw.
hot dog. I mean, yeah, White Claw. What were you gonna
What?
say? Oh, the one guy were you gonna go about the one guy in the group getting the White Claw?
Yeah, the best line of the day was, "Hey, I'll have a White Claw," and you're like, "So is your husband coming?"
When did your husband get here to play?
Right.
That's
Oh, that
funny.
was awesome.
Yeah. You gotta have those one. That's the. You gotta have a good. It's for charity. We're not professional golfers.
Right.
And then some of the guys, I love how some of the guys they load the deck for those things. They get like a guy that played. No, he was like all American golfer
Right.
at
He
like
played in college. He's
yeah at Georgia Tech, which is like a golf
right.
like a golf super powerhouse. And like I got our foursome. It's 2 guys from Georgia Tech and whatever. They shoot like 46 on 18, and you're like Jesus Christ, and you win a sleeve of golf balls and a $50 gift certificate to Golf Galaxy, and you're like, okay. I mean,
Right.
really, guys?
It'd be different if you were on their level and you were. It was a competitive thing between your group of four. You guys are all really good. Whatever.
Right.
Okay, but you're right. It's like, hey, so we got me, my 2 short, really fat friends who were terrible at golf, and another guy you've probably never heard of him, Greg Norman. Like,
Yeah,
oh, hey,
exactly.
Greg, how's it going?
G'day, mate.
You're
Are you the Greg Norm? No, that's not me.
not at all, man. But you know what I mean? Like, I agree.
Yeah.
You're right.
As he shows up like in a Mercedes Maybach, and it lands his private helicopter on the green to get out.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is landing their helicopter? Oh, that's my 4th.
That's our other
What?
guy. He says he can play. Well, I think he's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
The guy shot. As a matter of fact, he has a plaque. The last time there was a real tournament here, he shot a course record 61. Yeah, but that was 15 years ago, guys. I mean, he is not near that level.
He
Oh,
hasn't.
wait.
Yeah, he hasn't picked up a club in months. What?
Oh man, you're right though. We've all seen him, and that's my thing.
He's-
Like, it's not that serious, unless there's a huge prize at the end, maybe. But
Yeah.
typically, I wouldn't be in that because I know I'm not near good enough to contribute that much. So I'm more there to just have a good time, and I enjoy playing golf. I just can. It seems like I keep getting worse every few years. So.
Yeah. It's funny because it's a competitive nature anyway. I mean, I think I look at when I play golf anyway, but just have a good time. We're out there, we're drinking beers, we're having a good time, we're making fun of each other. Obviously the White Claw, the whole story. But we're all pretty much competitive. I mean, everyone in our group played some type of at college level, right? Except for me, I didn't play anything college level because Jeff and Eric did, right?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I coached.
Well,
but
you coach, yeah, but I'm okay. So
I mean, I guess I could have gone to a small college to play it,
Yeah,
not golf. But I mean, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
But no,
so,
you're right. We've all been in competitive, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I mean, there's a piece of you that wants to shoot a 61 and a scramble, right? I mean, there's.
Oh yeah,
But
I mean,
you're not good enough, so you're like you got to balance that out.
Yeah, we want to win, but I mean, yeah, we know. It's not going to be because we just smoked every shot. And that's what I like about a scramble too, is you can complement each other,
Hmm.
where it's like, look, we don't all have to be sweet. We just need one out of us four to hit a good shot here,
Hmm.
and we'll make it happen.
We all need a quarter of a good person's ability,
Yeah. So
essentially.
that was a good time, man. I
Yeah.
Again, it's just nice to get back out and do something, and I mean, the just outings
Instead
in
of sitting at,
general, man.
yeah, I was gonna say instead of sitting at home binge watching a bunch of shit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, right. We watched all of Ozark. I don't know what the fuck to do now. Did you
I
watch
haven't seen
Ozark?
that yet. I
Man,
did not
dude,
watch
it's
Ozark.
really good.
We watched but we haven't really. I power watched The Mandalorian on Disney Plus the other night till like 2 a.m.
Is it good?
All It's really good. I mean, if
Really?
you gotta like Star Wars and you gotta like that kind of all of that stuff. It's supposedly set 5 years after, essentially 5 to 10 years after, like Return of the Jedi ends, like when the Empire
Okay.
falls.
So that's my
So
thing. Like the original 3 Star Wars movies, I
mhm.
loved. Then I watched a little bit of some of the others, and I'm like, this is lame. I'm done. I wasn't into it.
the the have you seen the ones post the three, not the prequels, but the ones after, like the ones with whatever with the chick in it.
No,
I can't
no.
think
I
of her
mean,
name.
like
Those are
the
those are
yeah.
good. Those were well done. I think they learned from the mistakes of the prequels.
Like
But
the Phantom
um,
Menace and all that. That was
yeah,
pretty bad, right?
those are like a meh. They're just not, they're not awful, but they're not great. But
I mean, yeah, because I guess I wasn't like I haven't bought into the whole like I'm just a huge. Like, I get it. There are people who are huge fans and all that stuff, but I just thought the original 3 were just well made. They're also creative and original, which to me that's important. Um, I guess for me it just
for
kind of
that
ran
time,
long. Oh yeah, especially for that time.
yeah.
I mean they were way ahead of their time.
I watched Star Wars now, and that was 77, I think, is when it came out. It's pretty solid today for today's standards.
Yeah, no, I
I
agree.
mean, there's some stuff in there that's kind of wonky, but and he did tweak it a little bit, but no, I think the ones in the post, like the final three, because he did. There are 9 stories, so it was already there.
Yeah, it
They were
was
pretty
meant to
good.
be that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back to like so I binge watched the fucking Mandalorian after my wife binge watched the Mandalorian the night before. When did she do that? Like she went. I think I was playing golf on like Thursday. Yeah, I think it was last Thursday. I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I just wrapped up the Mandalorian." I'm like, "I wanted to watch that," and she's like, "Oh, sorry." So I think Saturday night I just sat down and fucking powered through all of them.
Yeah.
Um,
No, maybe I'll
but
have to check it out. You said it was good.
that's the problem with yeah. Do you have Disney Plus?
Yeah. Dude, I've got a dozen kids. Of course we do. I mean, they make it so you have to have it.
Yeah, yeah. Disney. I of all of these, everybody's got a streaming service. The fucking CBS was one. Peacock. They just released Peacock for
At least
NBC.
Peacock's free.
Yeah, they got two. You got to listen. Well, it's free in the sense it's all. Somebody made a good point where I think it's NBC trying to figure out the next gen of broadcast TV.
Oh, sure, because they're not going to just come in and steal the show. I mean,
Right.
right? I mean, there have been others who have affected Netflix, but the problem is people aren't leaving Netflix; they're just adding the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
So back to we talked about this before in the podcast. I mean, it's getting to the point where now to have all the streaming services costs more than it did to have cable.
Yeah, and I guess then you have to look at to see what what you're getting. Say you get to a point where you've got all of the streaming services and you're paying as much, if not more, for cable. Are you getting as much entertainment out of it, like shows and whatever, that over what you were paying for cable? Now,
Yeah,
if you're paying for as much for cable or more, and you're watching every fucking streaming service, 10 different shows on every streaming service, you're probably getting the most of for your, you're probably
yeah,
getting your entertainment dollar value, I guess is what I say it.
yeah. I
And
mean, I still refuse to get ESPN Plus, because I thought it was bullshit. Now, yeah, I would have it if we just decided to get. We still have DirecTV.
mhm.
I mean, we've lowered our service, whatever package. But yeah, I mean, I based on that, I've still been like, hey, fuck you, ESPN. I'm not doing it.
Hey, how many plugs have we given on the show? We talked about Gibson's, the Chicago Cut,
Yeah,
Disney Plus,
Morton's.
Netflix, Morton's. We've been
Yeah,
plugging a lot of stuff here. We
yeah.
got to get this thing
We're
out.
peddling a lot of shit for free.
I know exactly. We need to what's the show me the money.
Yeah.
That's what we need right
No,
now.
if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go have a Johnny Walker Blue.
Yeah, let's start name dropping shit we want. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
have you seen the new Audi R8? It's fantastic.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, the power to weight ratio is unbelievable. The torque on that thing. Everybody should have an Audi R8 V10. I might add.
The panoramic moonroof is something else. Typically you get in an SUV, but to have it here it's really a top notch addition.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if that's the way it worked.
I
think
would,
I've always said if we got if we ever got to the point with sponsors, I'm going to make sure that if we got sponsors, that they're stuff that we like. I'm not going to fucking hawk wares for shit that I
right.
don't like.
Not gonna be like, yeah, now blues jeans. Want jeans?
Exactly.
Want jeans to help your moose knuckle? Blues jeans. Really know how to wear them. No, you're right. No, like, can we get Audi or Blanton's or like?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to be so. I guess if you're doing it, it needs to be elite. But
yeah, fuck yeah, Jesus, dude, come on.
like, we don't
We're
have
talking
to.
like,
Yeah, we don't have to be sponsored by Rolex. Movado would be just fine.
I'm actually more of a tag guy myself. So
Are you?
it's tag hour.
Jesus. Yeah,
I
of course you are.
I got 2 of those, I think.
Do you
3.
really?
Mhm.
Man.
I got one. I got my friends got me one for one of my birthdays, and my wife got me another one for
That's awesome.
one of my birthdays.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Movados, and that's what like I've told my wife before. Like, next to my family, that's my most prized possession. It's a nice watch. My wife got it for me right after I graduated college, so it also means something. It was like, hey, at least have one thing on you that looks nice when you go to get a real job. And I'm like, hey,
hey, fuck you. What?
She's like, listen, I thought I was getting a doctor here. You're
Look,
this is not doctor.
We both of us got hosed on this deal. I'm just telling you.
You got a goddamn econ degree. That is
yeah. At a liberal arts college, you fuck.
Exactly. That sounds pretty bullshit to me.
Yeah. That's funny. Who do I what you could say there's a lot of Jew economists out there, just FYI on that one.
I mean,
Feinstein?
Friedman is kind of like that's a premium name in the economy world.
Yeah, no kidding. You should have went to the University of Chicago. They've had 9 economic Nobel Prize winners.
Yeah, it's that's the number one econ school in the country. I think it's up there for top business school too. Harvard might have that. I don't know, but it's up there.
I think that, like, when you get to Harvard and Princeton, they're good schools, but I think it's a lot of name that goes there too.
Yeah, good call.
I think they're as good of schools out there with it's starting to get spread around a little bit because not everybody can get in there. So you got super talented kids that are going to different places. And
well, I know, like, there are kids who are staying in state across the country because it's cheaper. So Ohio State benefited from this. No joke, when I was in high school, if you had a pulse, you got into Ohio State. Like, that's legit. Like, I'm not just taking a shot or trying to be funny. I mean, seriously, if you didn't get into Ohio State, college wasn't for you. Like,
I can see parents in Ohio. You didn't even get into Ohio State, you fucking retard. I mean, seriously?
Get out.
Get out. Well, the world needs ditch diggers too.
So, I mean, but then
that's a line from Caddyshack, by the way.
Oh, it's a very well-known line. Yeah, so then one of the times the economy tanked in like the mid 2000s, between 2000 and 2010, that's when Ohio State all of a sudden, like, a lot of the top students were staying because you could get an in-state, degree for, 40 grand, 48,000 or whatever. That's without financial aid.
Mhm.
So you're like with financial aid, okay, you're $20,000 in debt. You still got a lot of benefits, and Ohio State offers a ton. It's the largest school in the country. So by being able to do that, Ohio State started increase. Everything got better because the endowment got bigger, and now it wasn't just as long as you have a 2 point, you're in here. No, at that point, you're saying 70% of our students have a GPA of 3.8 and above. I mean, it completely changed around
The other
that time.
30% are on the football team.
Yes. But I mean, you still have to hit certain requirements. It's not like they're like he's alive
I'm
and can play
kidding.
football. No, I know you. Well, but I mean,
You got a
oh,
little defensive there, my friend. You were
well,
like, "Come on."
you're like, listen, man, fuck you, okay? These
Exactly.
kids clearly had to pass a clearinghouse. You can back. Um, but no, I
They had a
mean,
2.0 and a suitcase full of money.
I mean, we rip. Everybody knows they got paid in college. Um,
What do you think
but
this is? Texas? SMU? What is this? SMU?
SMU. But yeah, I mean, there are schools, Notre Dame, Dukes of the world, that have a
Mm.
higher GPA requirement, and I respect that. I mean, I'm not one of those Ohio State fans who's a complete asshole. Like, no, fuck, Michigan, blah blah blah. No, Michigan's an incredible school. So,
Yeah.
anytime I do say that, like when buddies are like, "Would you get that education in Michigan?" and like, dude, sit this one out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah. Because obviously, the shitty community college you went to, you don't realize how good a school Michigan actually is.
right, like our football team might bitch slap theirs. Their school is one of the top public schools in the country. Like, get just sit this one
Settle
out.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll give them credit anytime somebody says it and they're like, right, and I'm like, no, no, you're not right. Like I may not like their football team, but I will give the school some friggin' credit, man.
Well, I mean, the schools aren't their team. You know what I mean? The teams
Right.
aren't the school's a school. That
Like I'm
you
not
know.
if any of my kids were good enough to get into Michigan on a scholarship, even if it's just academics, I'm not gonna be like, how am I supposed to root for the Buckeyes when you go to Michigan? No, I'm
They
gonna
took my screw.
you're gonna take our job. Um no,
One of
it's
the greatest lines out of South Park ever.
Oh, I still love that. I forget what the context was, but I don't know if it was people bitching about masks or what, but they like dubbed it over with the "they took our job."
It was yeah, or maybe it was the Mask of the Wall. I think it might have been. Oh no, it might have been masks.
I
I don't
don't
remember,
remember
but that
what it
was funny.
was. But God damn, it was funny.
Um,
Because the way the mouths worked up and everything, and they're getting so pissed off. I'm like, they took our job.
um,
Oh
what was I gonna
man,
say?
those guys have some.
I don't know where we're at,
I
where
don't
we're supposed to
either.
be at. It doesn't fucking matter at this point. We're 45 minutes in. Um,
So I think we initially were trying to talk about public gatherings.
oh yeah, now
Okay,
we have
so I'll give you another one since we're talking about schools, man. Like, obviously graduations didn't really happen this year.
nope.
But
Although
what?
I saw some on Facebook where it looks like they did like some type of social distanced mask type um graduation. So it wasn't. I mean, you kind of went, but everybody's like really spread out. And to go get your diploma, you had like 30 feet between each student, and I thought I saw some of those.
That's
You see
cool.
anything like that?
I've seen some stuff. I think where a buddy of mine, where his son went for high school, and I think it was one of those like everybody was in their car, and you would get out of your car, walk up, and then like as that person's walking across the stage, the next person would get out of their car. So like you
Oh,
were,
okay.
you were never nobody else was outside of their car except whoever handed you your diploma, which I guess was also like through a plexiglass thing. And I mean, it's
He's in a
seriously
fucking
right,
biosuit.
right. Like, like, are we graduating at a 7-Eleven? Like, what? It was weird, but I guess they still had still gave him the experience.
You're right.
But like, I know, I guess one area we could talk about, like, I was supposed to have my 20-year reunion this year, and we
Oh,
didn't.
really?
Yeah, obviously we didn't. Um, but I mean, have you been to any of your reunions?
I went to one. I don't remember what it was. 15, maybe.
Was it any
And
good?
we were the class that kind of just really did our own deal. Like everybody, everybody had like these traditions, and we always like, we don't feel like doing that. And like, but every class since 1945 has done this, and I'm like, okay, great.
That is so Gen
Um,
X.
uh,
Seriously, that was so
it
Gen
is.
X.
I think we were, and now that you think back of it, yeah. And so we had like what we've only had like one reunion,
Yeah,
and like nobody, like we at the 10 year, nobody put it together. I think then we did like a 15, um, 15 or 20. I don't remember. Maybe it was 20. Um, and then we haven't had one since. So
so
everybody's like, meh.
it's funny you say that. That's exactly how ours has been. I think there was a 10-year one, but it was like very few people showed up. They did it at the high school. So where I went, like the state bought or paid for like 90% of all new schools after we graduated. So within like 10 years. So like
Mhm.
pretty much like there's only I think one school that still exists that did when we were actually I don't even think any exists since we were in high school. Um so everything was new. So that's what they did. They went to the school, tailgated for the football game, got a tour of the new school, and then went to the high school football game. And part of me is like, man, that kind of sounds like a shitty reunion. Like,
It kind of sounds like homecoming. It doesn't even sound like a reunion.
yeah, that's what I kind of like. I guess when I've so it's funny. I guess you and I have never really been to a real reunion. I kind of feel like I see what I see on TV. Like I picture it would be a good party. Like uh,
W
you know,
ours wasn't bad. There's a local, we obviously, there's everybody kinda came in. A good portion of the people, I think my graduating class wasn't that big, but we all kinda got along. So it all kinda worked out. But there's there's a hotel bed and breakfast type place it was built, the guy that built the town built this as like in
oh,
83 or
nice.
whenever the town was founded. This It's still standing, and it's obviously been renovated over the years.
Oh,
Still, I mean,
it's a real piece of shit now. But I mean,
no, no, it's like they still have the wood floors from 1875. No, that's where we had like they do dinners and they have banquets, and you can have like your wedding reception there and stuff like that. And they've got like, I don't know, I want to say like 5 or 10 rooms upstairs that, old class, like, I mean, it's a hotel, and it's run like a hotel. And so we had like dinner there, and it was all right, just kind of catching up with people. And it's I kind of chuckle when you said, because I think of my parents, that I think graduated in like 64 or something like that. And when they go to their reunion, it's like, oh, who isn't here this year? You know what I mean? It's like, there's like 6 people left, and it's just but they still go, man. I think they have one every 5 or 10 years. They still get together. So kudos
that's
to
cool.
them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's what I thought. Like I don't think I guess I don't anticipate it going back to the original high school stupid ass drama stuff. I figured like, hey, we're all adults now. Like, hey, you got kids, I got kids. We still like beer. What's happening? Like
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah. I mean, it's funny how quickly you leave high school, and when you finally get like even come back from college, you're like all of that shit just goes away,
yeah,
because you're
it's
like I was a big fish at this small high school, and everybody loved me, and I was the top of the class, blah blah blah. Then you go to you go to Ohio State, and
yeah,
you're one of 65,000 fucking kids,
yeah,
and you're nobody.
yeah,
Nobody gives a shit about you. Nobody gives a shit about you.
yeah.
Um, and they just, life fucking hits you in the face in a hurry.
No,
So
I agree with that. I mean, it was plus I wasn't that kind of shitty asshole in high school anyway. Like
yeah, you sure?
yeah, seriously.
Okay,
I
all right,
mean, I spoke my mind like that.
yeah.
That never changed. Um, but no, I wasn't the most popular person by any means.
You
But
want to go, bro?
but I had friends from different groups, so like that was kind of unique. Like there would be parties that I would be at that there are two people who would never talk to each other than the fact that they're both talking to me. So I kind of had it like that. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't fucking homecoming court or
Jocks and the
anything like that.
spazzes.
Yeah, I mean, jocks and the spaz.
I'm rattling. As you're talking, I'm going through my Rolodex of fucking 80s high
That's
school
what I was gonna
movies.
say. Like, are we the outsiders? Wasn't that the
I'm
socias
thinking
and
like
the?
Breakfast Club or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like that, but and I wasn't winning homecoming king by any means, but I didn't care either. Like
Right.
I had friends and I had a good time. So
Pretty in Pink. Were you Jake and Pretty in Pink with the Porsche
no,
and the good hair?
no,
Oh,
definitely not, definitely not.
you did have hair though
I had
back then.
hair. I mean, I was Brizoke though. I mean, I did not have. I was not driving a Ferrari. I drove an '87
Well, his
Caravan.
was an 87 944.
Yeah,
So
mine was 13 years later, and it was a minivan, fucking wood grained. I would drive around the block just to
uh,
watch kids punch each other.
um what did I say? Oh,
Woody,
that dude in Pretty in Pink got like he's like a carpenter now or something.
really?
That world, yeah. The guy, the rich boyfriend or whatever. Yeah, he got out of the whole. Didn't like the movie industry or something, or didn't like the entertainment industry, so he went into carpentry.
I can't blame him for that. I mean, talking about all the high school drama shit. If I can't deal with that, there's no way I'd be able to deal with frickin' Hollywood
Yeah,
and all that bullshit.
I mean I can say whatever I want. Our general fact checker hasn't listened in a year and a half, so nobody's checking us.
Fairly confident when she did, it was 15 minutes. So,
Exactly. It's funny. I was going through some stuff today, as a matter of fact, and I found where I got in our fact checker had sent me a IM, and I had copied because she had ideas on it, and I was laughing because I'm like, you haven't listened to this thing since you sent this, and I don't even know the date on it.
that's funny.
It's funny. It
Yeah.
is funny.
But yeah, man. I mean, I guess I mean that I guess that's one thing, man. COVID has really changed, the plight of the social gathering because right now, I mean, everything's under 50 people.
Hmm.
Weddings aren't I haven't even been invited to a wedding since COVID happened,
Well,
which isn't a
yeah.
bad thing. But
And when your dad passed, you have to keep that down to. I mean, that was
10, that
another
was
thing.
10 people.
10,
Yeah.
and you
So,
brought 8.
yeah. Right. I brought most of the crew. Yeah. And then yeah, so we had to be innovative and do right, you sit Shiva in the Jewish religion. I had to do it through Zoom, so which is probably easier for them to not have to actually see me face to face. I mean, I guess that's cool.
Yeah. Well, you can cover more ground with that one. Actually, I think even if after COVID, I think you should do that type of stuff with Zoom. It's for people that can't make it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
The
you're right.
technology's there.
In some cases, it's brought about some good ideas we talked about this a little bit last episode. Like some things are going to be here to stay for good
Hmm.
and bad reasons.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I was laughing because the joke right after COVID started was like, "Is this meeting?" I think I might have said this in the last podcast. Could this meeting have like face to face meeting? Can this been done in an email? And everybody's like, well, now we're going to see whether that meeting could actually have been done in an email. And now people are so fucking zoomed in that they're forcing like Zoom meetings when you could have just done this with a fucking email. I mean, so
Yeah.
it's actually gone the other way.
You're right.
But the technology's there. I don't know why you couldn't like weddings now or whatever. Or like if you can't make the wedding for whatever reason, it's a destination wedding, which keeps the people down. I should know because that's what we did.
Yeah.
Um, you could do a live broadcast on
Yeah.
Zoom.
That's, you can Zoom whatever. And yeah, I think that's right. Or you have that family member who, is sick or whatever and can't travel.
Yeah.
They could still be a part of it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that was one thing that was cool. I couldn't see who was out there for the funeral, but they could all see us, so they could be a part of it
Did
and
you
still pay the respects and everything else.
did you mute the audience so you didn't hear some guy like going to take a crap or anything like that?
I mean,
Or
I
somebody
didn't
else
have
handled that?
control over that, so I don't know if the funeral home did that or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like we recorded it, so I'm watching it, like, oh fucking dad, and you hear, brrr. Jesus, yeah, the flush. That's a goddamn funeral. What are you doing? I mean,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I did not
That's
record it.
funny.
Somebody had said something like, "Hey, did you get any pictures?" I think it was my dad's
Of
wife.
what?
My dad's
Oh.
wife. She's like, "Hey, did you get pictures? That was really cute when you were helping the kids shovel the dirt." And I'm like, "No, it's a funeral.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm not
It's not a fucking photo shoot.
right. Not to be mean, I don't exactly want to remember this day forever. You know? Like this,
Oh, that's fucking great.
like I'm not bringing up like guys, you got to watch my fucking eulogy, man. Fucking stitches. You know, I killed this
Hang on,
shit.
hang on. Yeah. Watch me power the dirt into the gravesite.
Right. Watch this. You see that? Like you could see my forearm rippling through the coat, man.
Look at how strong my kids are with
right.
that giant shovel. What, dude? This is grotesque.
Right. Like that's not the kind of thing I'm gonna watch and be like,
Oh, ma'am, can you move to the side? Professional photographer coming through. You got like a fucking camera crew.
hey, you guys were fucking recording this. Do you mind? Like, could you chomp less on whatever the fuck you're chomping on?
Cut, cut, cut. Can we do this over again? Let's pull the dirt out of the grave. Let's go. We got to, the
Right.
sun was shining off the
Hey,
spade.
we're gonna need you to redo that eulogy. Oh, it was great. That was great. Like, no, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. We're gonna need you to keep that.
We're gonna need you to do that again.
We're gonna need you to
Just
keep
just
like
just for safety's sake.
When your voice broke there at the end, we're gonna need you to mimic that again. That was gold.
Yeah. But that joke, we need you to, when you get to that one part, I need you to start crying.
Right. As I'm sitting there wiping everything off my face at that point, like I literally just said goodbye to my father for the last time.
This no good, no good, no good. Get back to the side. Yeah. Can you guys step back a little bit there?
I'm crying so hard my wife's makeup's running. What? I'm not going to redo this.
That's great. When you get to this scene, when you get to this part of the eulogy, I need you to. No, I'm not. No, that'd be awesome.
Oh, that would have been awful. I mean, it's a funny story, but yeah.
That's a good skit. That would be kind of a good skit.
That's one. Yeah, that would be like in a TV show. Like,
yeah.
Hey, Frank, that was good. That was great. We're gonna need you to do it again though, because this jackass over here was chomping some fucking sunflower seeds. Fucking ruthless son of a bitch.
Yeah. Can we get more people in the background? If you guys want to move forward a little bit.
Hey, you in the front. Really pump this up. Right. I'm gonna need a little more emotion out of you, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Could you fucking cry harder? That would be great. Thanks. I know it was your brother. I don't give it but I need you to cry harder.
I don't care what kind of terms you were on. All right. That is shitty funeral service right there.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
dude, what's the production run on this thing?
Look, this family didn't pay for a shit show. They expect a lifetime of memories from this. Am I right? No. No, we're not. No, you are. This is my time now.
This is the 15th funeral I've directed, and I've won 3 Grammys over it.
Right. You're right. I won the Emmy for this last year.
Daytime Emmy Award.
Yeah.
For funerals?
Yeah, that's the one, when they just like run all through the credits, we're on there. Like we don't go and actually receive it. But yeah, I got a credit on there. So yeah, I'm going for the 4-peat here, and you fucking assholes are ruining it. So
do you know the movies I worked on? I was the key grip on Forrest Gump. What? And that makes you a director? How?
Did you see the boom mic control I had? No, exactly.
Exactly. That's how good I was. I ran the stationary camera. Okay.
Sorry, bro. I'm just trying to bury my father. That's all I'm trying to do here.
Just trying to have a funeral. Just trying to pay my respects.
Trying to grieve, and you're over here fucking having me. I can't rewrite any of that, man. That was all pure emotion right there.
That was literally off the top of my head. Can you play it back for me?
I don't even remember 65% of what I said. And I don't want to remember it. It's just going to fucking make me cry and hate my life. Oh, man.
Oh, that's awful.
That would be.
We always said we could find humor in just about everything.
No, you're right, man. That's why we are who we are, man.
Exactly. Yeah, we're coming up on an hour here, so
I guess we're about that time. But
yeah, we'll end on the fucking filming of a funeral.
Hey, can you run that back? Hold on. Pallbearer number 3. I'm going to need... You got a limp? I'm going to need you to get rid of that fucking limp. Oh, you were in a war? I really don't care. Walk with a fucking stick.
Exactly. You know what? Number 3 can we get another guy to replace him? That'd be great.
Yeah, can you guys back that back up? I mean, this is just... No. He's literally on the apparatus that's going to lower him into the ground. No, we're going to need you to run that back.
Cut. Put him back in the hearse. We need to go through this again.
Rabbi, I'm going to need you to enter from the right, not the left. It's not working for us. You're going to have to come in through the other side. Yeah, Shabbat shalom to you as well.
That's too funny.
Hey, if you want Manischewitz at the Shiva, you're going to come in through the right, all right?
We are holding the Manischewitz hostage right now, unless we get this done. What is Manischewitz anyway? I don't even know.
It's wine.
So,
yeah, it's grape wine, and they have grape juice for the kid. The grape juice is actually delicious. But yeah, that's.
Is it blessed? Is that why they call? Is it blessed? Or
yeah, it's kosher, so it's got to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kosher.
Right.
So it's good shit though, man. I'll have to. Well, if we ever go back to the office, I'll bring some in.
Okay.
The grape juice kind, not
the grape juice.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll bring the wine to a podcast sometime.
There you go. All right. But this has worked. I mean, hey, we're still we got cranked out more during COVID than we have. See, this is why we can't build additions to our house. We're doing episodes.
We're either working or we're working on the podcast.
Exactly, because we put 110% into this thing every time.
Right. My wife's like, so are you ever going to finish that? Listen, I'm talking about a goddamn production of my dad's funeral. What do you want from me?
I got to get these notes down. I got to take these studio notes. I got notes from somebody, so we're working on we're shaping the podcast up. Literally, I can't. There's no bathrooms that work in this house, and you're worried about the fucking podcast.
Yeah, there's plenty of outside.
Yeah. That's why we have a huge backyard, and I dug that hole for a reason.
We're on a corner lot. Just find some space. We've got 5 huge maples.
We're on a corner lot. That makes a huge difference. Oh, sorry. We're on a corner lot.
Oh, so more people can see me. Call it what you want. I don't care.
We're on a corner lot so we can shit anywhere. It's like San Francisco.
Doesn't that mean more people have access to seeing our yard? No, it doesn't. All right. Now you're just being an asshole. Just fucking go. Jesus. Sorry, Dave. I'm back.
I'm back. We always say that like those conference calls run. It's just like, and you hear the dog barking, and you just want the guy to break loose. You just want that person to break loose for getting their mic.
It's gonna happen. It is going to happen.
It's like that one conference call we're on with all the senior leaders. And my fucking phone.
Yes.
It had to have. I mean, it wouldn't be COVID or this pandemic. Everybody's working from home. If that didn't happen to everybody at some point, not just like it doesn't have to happen like every call, but at least once in this working from home, that has to happen to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Some fucked up, my fucking phone or goddamn kids or they fall out of their chair or something. Whatever. Something has to. Give like that.
I can't wait for the full on tirade. It's just going to make it all. It's going to make 2020 all of a sudden a solid year.
Yeah. That's I keep thinking of that one. Anyway. All right. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Dave.
We will talk to you guys soon.